Hi there. I wanted to record something to share today that may or may not be helpful for you, but I've been feeling guided in a sense to share this. So I'm going to, and it's about the coronavirus or COVID-19, as a lot of people are referring to it. And what I want to offer is some information that I've gathered listening to other thought leaders, information that I've researched, and information that I'm just intuitively picking up on myself. And it's a slightly different perspective, and that's all it is a different perspective. This isn't meant to be dogmatic. It's not meant to be persuading you to shift your own perspective or your own views at all. This is just another way to look at the same thing. And what I want to just acknowledge is that one of the things that COVID has done is it has shown us that we are all connected. And I'm embarrassed to say that I'm as guilty as the next person, thinking that this was something that was affecting China. And while I had compassion, I was concerned and I was following, I truly didn't see it as a global pandemic or something that was going to come hit me in my corner, isolated in the world. And here I am on day 10 or 11 of quarantine or self-isolation. So, there's some great value in learning that we are all connected and that this virus doesn't discriminate based on gender, race, ethnicity, social class. We are all connected. We live in a truly global world, planet. And that's helpful. It breaks down borders and it just gives you a different perspective in terms of how we look at things and how we look at the world and our neighbors and other humans. One of the other things that it's bringing up for many people is this mass fear. And it's totally understandable. And it's something that is completely outside of our control. And what we're seeing in a lot of places is where people are trying to regain control through means that they're capable of exerting control. So it's things like hoarding toilet paper or trying to buy as many supplies as they can. And that's because it's something they can do. It's something you can control. And I understand that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do, but in situations or circumstances of fear, it's human nature to try to have some form of control. And this is one area where you're going to see that happening. It's going to happen in a lot of different ways for different people. And I think the other thing that's coming up a lot for people is this sense of mourning the life that they were used to or comfortable with, relationships and ways of connecting that we're used to and comfortable with. And I just think it's really important to recognize that grief and mourning is a process, and the only way out is through. And through looks different. It takes different periods of time for different people. But what I'm intuitively picking up on is that in order to thrive or get to a place of having the capacity to thrive, we can't expect that this is a blip for X period of time and then we resume what was our old normal. I think that thriving in a COVID world, pre or post COVID, is about challenging us to shift our mindsets and see things differently. And that's as much opportunity as it is challenge. And I think what we're seeing right now, I was telling a friend on the phone earlier, is that energetically things are so magnified right now. And I think it's powerful and important to remember that energy is neutral. And it's how we we perceive it that shapes it. And right now, what we're seeing is magnified fear and anxiety, and it is not a judgment to say, oh, it's the perception, we've created that. It's natural, it's human nature, but I think it's important to recognize that there's an opportunity to shift it differently, and see things manifest in a different way. Yeah, it is a really intense time. And the main message that I'm trying to share in this is that in this intensity, while there is a lot of fear and anxiety and negativity, there's a lot of opportunity as well. And I think we all need to hold space in terms of compassion for ourselves and for others. And for me, it's helpful to look at things from that 10,000-foot view and appreciate that we're all on a spectrum experiencing this at different places. And it's not for us to say how quickly or somebody should go through this or where they should be. But I think it's our responsibility to have compassion for one another more than ever, to see people and meet them where they're at, and to do the same for ourselves. And it's an opportunity to be of service when and where you can, whatever that looks like. I think acts big and small, depending on where you're at and what you can give, are wonderful. And I think the other piece that I'm getting right now to share is that it's a great opportunity and growth for us to be able to receive as well. Because that's something, particularly in Western culture, that I'm not sure we've been great at. And that is a gift to yourself. It's a practice of vulnerability, and it's a gift to the giver. So know that it's okay to receive as well. And as you fill up your tank through receiving, you too can continue that cycle and give unto somebody else. I truly hope you're all doing well, and I hope that this might help give you a different way to look at things. Take care.